If you're over 60, every single bite you take affects your heart in ways you may not realize. Food isn't just about taste anymore. It's about protecting the organ that keeps you alive. What you eat could either strengthen your heart or slowly chip away at it. And here's the part that shocks many of my older patients. There's a group of foods that most seniors believe are healthy, but they're quietly harming your heart every day. As a cardiologist, I've seen this mistake far too often. Seniors come in proud of avoiding junk food, no chips, no fast food, no soda. But then I ask about snacks, and they show me nuts. Lots of them, unfortunately. Some types of nuts, especially those that are flavored, coated, or processed, are doing serious damage behind the scenes. They increase inflammation, raise blood pressure, and slowly clog arteries. It's not just about what you're eating. It's about what you think is healthy. But as in single quotas. So in this video, I'm urging you, if you're over 60, stop eating these 7 specific kinds of nuts immediately. I'll also show you safer, heart-smart alternatives that still satisfy your cravings without risking your health. These are daily habits I see in real patients, and they are absolutely fixable. So please stay with me till the end. The first nut on the list. It's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. If you care about your heart health, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more expert tips designed for you. And if this video helps, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0 and let me know how I can improve these videos for you. Honey roasted peanuts. They're sweet, crunchy, comforting, and very dangerous. You'll find them in a bowl at family gatherings or beside your favorite chair. They feel innocent, almost nostalgic. But underneath that golden coating is a mix of sugar, salt, and unhealthy oils that slowly attack your heart. As someone who's looked inside real arteries during surgery, I can tell you, these nuts are contributing to plaque buildup, blood pressure spikes, and long-term inflammation, the perfect storm for heart disease. Many seniors say, I don't eat chips, just a handful of peanuts, but they don't realize that handful is not just peanuts. It's a sugary, salty, processed snack that inflames your system. And after age 60, your body becomes more sensitive to sugar and sodium. Your arteries stiffen, your heart doesn't recover as quickly. That one small snack becomes a daily dose of damage. Better choice. Switch to dry roasted, unsalted peanuts. They still give you that crunch, but without the toxic additives. Salted mixed nuts. They come in tins labeled smart snack or heart healthy, but they're anything but safe. Sure, almonds, cashews, and pistachios sound like good choices, but when they're coated with salt, that's where the damage begins. As we age, our kidneys don't clear sodium as efficiently. Even a little extra salt causes water retention, increasing pressure inside your arteries. Over time, this causes the heart muscle to thicken and arteries to stiffen, which raises your risk of stroke and heart failure. And here's the worst part, these nuts are mindless snacks. You eat them while watching TV or chatting, and don't realize you've consumed your entire day's worth of sodium. Better choice, buy raw or unsalted mixed nuts, and if you need flavor, add cinnamon or herbs yourself. Skip the salt. 3. Chocolate-covered nuts. This one's sneaky. They seem like a better alternative to candy, nuts and chocolate. What's the harm? But the chocolate coating is packed with refined sugars, processed oils, and saturated fats. This combo triggers inflammation, insulin spikes, and arterial damage for seniors. This is a triple threat. It stresses your pancreas, raises blood sugar, adds dangerous belly fat that increases your heart risk. And because these treats feel comforting, they're often eaten daily, turning a sweet moment into a long-term problem. Better choice. Enjoy a square of 70% dark chocolate with a few raw almonds. You still get satisfaction, without the hidden heart cost. 4. Packaged trail mix with dried fruit or Candied. These are marketed as natural fuel, but they're anything but. Look closer, and you'll see sugar-coated raisins, salted nuts, yogurt bites, and candy pieces together. They form a high-calorie, high-sugar, high-sodium mix that overloads your heart. Most dried fruits in trail mix aren't naturally dried. They're soaked in syrup and preservatives, and when mixed with salty nuts, the result is a snack that raises triglycerides, blood sugar, and inflammation. Better choice. Make your own trail mix. Use raw almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and unsweetened dried berries. 5. Flavored almond shink, BBQ, ranch, wasabi, sriracha. Sounds fun, right? But these flavored nuts are coated in MSG, artificial flavorings, sugar, and chemicals, all of which damage your arteries over time. You may start with a few, but the addictive flavors make it hard to stop, and every bite sends salt and synthetic additives into your bloodstream, tightening blood vessels and making your heart work harder. Better choice, stick with plain raw or dry roasted almonds. Add your own spices like paprika or turmeric for flavor, not chemicals. 6. Candied pecans or glazed walnuts. These sparkle in salads. They sit atop holiday desserts. They're served in elegant bowls during family gatherings. Candied pecans and glazed walnuts feel luxurious, like a reward for eating healthy most of the time. But for seniors, this indulgence carries a price your heart can't afford. These nuts are typically coated in a thick layer of caramelized sugar, sometimes with added butter or syrup. That sticky shine, it's pure refined sugar, often mixed with unhealthy fats, and when these sweetened nuts hit your bloodstream, they don't just cause a sugar spike, they trigger systemic inflammation that weakens your arteries from within. I've seen seniors eat these believing they're a step above cakes or cookies, but gram for gram, candied nuts can contain more sugar and fat than most desserts, and because they're small and tasty, it's easy to eat several servings in just a few handfuls. That's when the damage starts to compound. Elevated blood glucose levels, increased LDL cholesterol, and the quiet accumulation of visceral fat around your organs. All of these are direct consequences of repeatedly eating candied or glazed nuts. The danger isn't just occasional indulgence, it's the quiet, repeated exposure that gradually increases your risk for heart disease and stroke. If you crave a sweet crunch, consider toasting raw pecans or walnuts at home with a sprinkle of cinnamon or a touch of stevia. It's not just about avoiding sugar, it's about respecting your heart's limits and making choices that support healing, not harm. But there's one final nut that's perhaps the most deceptive of all. It's seen as trendy, exotic, and even heart-healthy, yet when consumed the wrong way, especially after 60, it becomes a ticking time bomb for your cardiovascular system. Let's expose this final threat now. 7. Coconut-coated or oil-fried cashews. Cashews have long been considered a healthy snack, and they can be in their raw or dry roasted and salted form. But many of the cashews sold in stores today are anything but heart-friendly. The worst offenders, coconut-coated cashews and those fried in vegetable or seed oils. These may taste creamy and rich, but they deliver a heavy blow to your heart with every bite. Frying cashews in industrial oils like soybean or sunflower oil creates harmful compounds known as oxidized lipids. These compounds inflame your arterial walls, raise LDL cholesterol, and accelerate the formation of plaque. And coconut-coated versions, often marketed as natural, are frequently loaded with sugar, saturated fat, and artificial flavorings. I've had patients proudly tell me they snack on cashews instead of chips only to discover their blood pressure is climbing, their triglycerides are up, and their energy is crashing mid-afternoon. The cause, these so-called healthy nuts processed in the worst possible way. At over 60, your heart simply can't afford this kind of daily stress. Your arteries are more prone to damage. Your insulin response is more fragile, and every fried or sweet-coated snack chips away at the balance your heart is working hard to maintain. The smart move, choose plain, raw, or dry roasted cashews, and limit your portion to a small handful per day. Better yet, rotate with walnuts, almonds, or pistachios, all in their purest unsalted forms. If you're over 60, your heart is speaking to you, sometimes through fatigue, sometimes through blood pressure, and sometimes through silence, but it's always listening to what you eat. The nuts we just discussed may seem harmless, even comforting, but they're often processed, coated, salted, or sugared in ways that turn them from heart helpers to heart hurters. As a heart doctor, I urge you not to ignore the small things. Because in my experience, it's the daily habits, not just the big events, that shape your heart's future. So here's your challenge. Go to your pantry today, find one of the nuts we just talked about, read the label, and if it's filled with sugar, salt, or seed oils, replace it. Choose healing over habit, clarity over confusion, heart strength over tradition. And if this video helped you feel more empowered, type 1 in the comments. If you have a question about a snack you eat, drop it below. I read every comment and try to respond personally. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to keep getting life-saving insights for living strong, long, And well past 60. Your heart deserves every chance to beat with power, peace, and purpose. Until next time, take care, eat smart, and stay young at heart.